Are you finally all put together now?
Yeah, I'm all put together. I've been put together.
Okay. Then here we go. Welcome everybody to the Melodies and Masterpieces podcast, episode 3, the show where Omar was going to use a more quiet room to record this episode, but apparently all the study rooms are locked, so I'm in my dorm now.
Yay, I'm still in my house. I don't live at school.
Yeah, today was move-in day for me. No, yesterday was
Actually, it was
day.
yesterday.
Yes, yesterday was move-in day for me.
It was yesterday.
And I'm in my room now. It's a pretty big room, better than last year's room.
Upgrades.
Yeah, right now it's not an upgrade because I have like only the bare minimum in here, but it's doing pretty good. I think it's doing pretty good. I also may sound a bit different because I'm using my fancier microphone today, which doesn't seem to. I guess it has like a pop filter built into it, so you're not gonna hear my T's and P's blowing out your headphones all the time.
I still use my phone.
Nice.
There's no upgrades over here.
Why don't you you work at a store, why don't you get a microphone there?
I was thinking about it, but when it hit clock out time today, I was like, I've been here for 9 hours. I don't want to stay here another half hour to grab a mic, sit in the line, get my employee discount and all that.
Sounds like your generation's afraid of hard work.
I worked 9.5 hours today.
Yeah, well,
with no break.
I would work 20.
Go back to sleep and starve.
I love that. Go back to sleep and starve. That audio capture did not look good. If that just popped a bunch after I just said it won't pop, I'm gonna look like a fool. Anyway,
I hope that works out.
I'm sitting at my little work desk right now. I have 2 little cans of G Fuel right here, and they're filled with rocks.
Oh, that was too much.
Yeah, it didn't look that bad though. I have
on my end, that was awful. I'm sitting on my floor, and I don't have anything around me that makes noise.
I've decided I want to start collecting G Fuel cans with my favorite characters on them because they're very nice looking.
Sonic.
Yeah, you got me the Sonic one.
I did.
The Peach Rings one, and then I got a Spyro the Dragon one that's called Dragon Fruit. They just look really nice, and they're a nice little desk piece. I clean them out so they don't smell like 3-year-old energy drink. And then I let them dry, and then I put little pebbles in them to weigh them down. And they're a nice little desk piece. I have 2 right now. Next time I go to the store, I know the Crash Bandicoot one is still out. I might get that one. I'm looking for the Knuckles one. I can't find it. I've only seen it at one corner store, and I haven't seen it anywhere else. Anyway, how was your day?
I was at work.
How was work?
That's been my day. It was fine. I do a lot of solo shifts, so funny enough, I saw a lot of kids that, I used to work at a summer camp. I would do summer camps over the summer. I saw a lot of the kids that I, worked with from this past summer getting their school supplies today. It was really funny because they didn't see me in the section that I work in, and I kind of just saw them from afar. It was kind of silly.
Well, that's fun. Today I just kind of walked around campus because the school we go to is not really a party school, so on weekends or any type of not school-based day, there's really nothing going on. So I took a few laps around my Apple Watch. I completed all 3 of my rings. There's a ring there's a blue, a green, and a pink one. The blue one's for standing up. The green one I think is for moving or walking, and then the pink one is for your calorie goal or whatever.
I'm looking up an Apple Watch right now because low-key I really want to get one.
It's all right. I think Apple Watches are pretty cool.
I want to get one. They're $800.
No way, they're $800.
Sorry, that's the Apple Watch Ultra. My bad.
I think mine's the 3rd generation one. How much is that?
I don't even think they sell those anymore.
You can get one second hand for $200 or something.
Yeah. Apple Watch Nike, Apple Watch SE.
Mine has a little Nike swoosh on it, so I think I have the Nike one.
The SE is $249 buy. I'm not paying anything anymore.
You would just get a knockoff brand one. Basically does all the same stuff.
What if I just steal one?
If you want to try that, go ahead.
I'll steal one.
If you get like a not if you just get like any other smartwatch for like $60, it does all the same stuff.
Can I just buy like the cheapest one? I remember looking them up like last year, and it was like, oh, they're $100, and I was like, wow,
I don't know,
this
go
is
for it.
so nice. And now it like costs my entire tuition.
Well, since we're talking about technology, there was actually the last episode I wanted to touch on it, but we never did. But I wanted to talk about using technology in music and art because I actually had to take my first year at college. I had to take a music technology course, um, and I guess we're using technically music technology right now. And I wanted to ask you about like art technology because you tried to introduce me to it, but like I was so confused.
Well, okay, like art technology is such like an umbrella term.
Well, okay, why don't you talk about like the equipment and programs you personally use?
Well, okay, so I'm a bit old-fashioned when it comes to digital art, despite, digital art being like a new age thing. I still use Paint Tool when a lot of people don't use Paint Tool anymore.
Mm.
I also have like this tiny little Wacom tablet. Wacom, I don't know.
Whack 'em.
Wacom, Whack-a-mole. I just use Paint Tool and a Wacom tablet, and that's pretty much it. That's what I've used for my entire digital art career. I know my brother, he does, 3D animation and stuff like that. He tends to do a lot of that stuff in Blender, which is pretty cool. I've never touched it because I am kind of afraid of 3D animation because of all the rigging and everything. He seems to be like really, really good at that, and I'm really good at Paint Tool. And I can pretty much adapt to any other digital drawing platform.
Well, when you make
Like I've tried
animatics, what do you use for that?
Paint Tool
Well, yeah, but like, what program do you use to like put all the frames together?
Windows Movie Maker.
Really, that's it?
I'm sorry, I'm so behind on tech. I don't even know
Well, because
what
your
people nowadays
animatics,
do.
they look like I would imagine like they look like they're made in like a real program. I didn't think they were made in something like as simple as that.
Oh, it's Windows Movie Maker. I've just gotten really good at like, cropping down everything and drawing everything frame by frame, which just really sucks in like retrospect and everything to like draw everything by hand and have to redraw every single frame.
Why don't you just get like a free animation software?
I don't know which one to use. I have research stuff all the time, and it's always like, this one's the best. No, this one's the best. And I'm like, I'm so like I'm like a single-celled organism. I can only do one thing.
Yeah, you tried to introduce me to Paint Tool because there was a time when I don't know. I wanted to draw a bit. I don't know if I wanted to make animatics. I think there was a time where I wanted to do like when storytime animations were like the biggest thing on YouTube, and like anybody with two left hands could instantly get like 3,000 subscribers for their first video. And I was thinking
Mm-hmm.
about it, and I used to do something like that, as I mentioned before. But they were like Draw My Life, and I used a basic like screen recording software that came with my computer, and I used MS Paint, and I just kind of drew and did stuff. But maybe the people want to see that. I don't know. Maybe I'll do like a wacky story time for the YouTube channel specifically one day. But
Maybe, I don't know. YouTube special.
yeah, I tried to get into it. I remember the Odd Ones Out. He posted a video about what he uses, and he explained Paint Tool a bit, and I was like, oh, I understand it a little better, but I don't know. And then when I went from Paint Tool to drawing in like paper and pencil, it was so confusing because I was so used to hitting Control Z after every little screw up I'd do. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
well, now I got to erase it, and then I erase it too many times, and then it looks like just a bunch of graphite smudges. That's why I don't draw.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I tried using Fire Alpaca once because I saw that was like a good alternative.
Fire
I can't do
alpaca?
it. Fire Alpaca, yeah.
What is that? Sounds dangerous.
It's also for drawing. But I'm so stuck in my ways about Paint Tool that I'm probably never going to use anything else unless like I get like a fancy iPad that has one of those like drawing apps. I don't even know what it's called, It's the drawing app that every iPad user uses with their little Apple pencils.
Why don't you just get the Apple Pencil and see if it works on your iPad?
Because my iPad isn't compatible with it.
How do you know?
Because I have the oldest iPad known to man.
You have the iPad 1?
I
I think I have the iPad Air. I believe that's the one that I have. I don't know if
have an iPad mini.
I don't know if it's compatible. I think the mini's compatible with the pen. Why don't you look it up?
Old man mini. I'll look it up.
Old Man Mini.
Google.
That's the name of your iPad?
Yeah.
That's what you call him? Old Man Mini.
Yeah.
This Old Man Mini helps me draw the pictures.
I don't even know which iPad mini I have because there's like 6 iPad minis.
Get the iPad Mini 3.
I don't know. I probably have the iPad mini 1.
Well, if you go, do you have your iPad with you?
It's dead.
Alright, well.
It's all the way across the room.
One day we'll figure it out for you.
That'll be for next time.
I use an iPad for my opera rehearsals because opera scores are like 2 million pages, and I don't feel like lugging that around with me. I don't feel like lugging that around with me twice a week. So what I do is I'll either buy the electric copy, or because many operas are like a gazillion years old, you can usually just find a free PDF scan of the score, and then just get that, and I use it on my iPad. And then I don't have the pen because I don't feel like spending $70 on a plastic pen, so I get it offline, and then I put it in the Books app, which is free if you don't have it. It's just a regular Apple Books app. And then there's like an edit option where you can just use your finger to like scribble whatever, and that's what I use for, as far as my iPad or any other sheet music that like I don't feel like carrying around. I'll put it in the Books app, and it makes it easier. Plus with the Books app, I could put it in airplane mode, and then my battery lasts like 3 hours longer. What are you looking at right now?
Sorry, I'm looking at classes.
You're looking at your classes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a busy college student.
By the way, my schedule changed again, so I'm gonna have to send you an updated version of it.
Why can't you just get like a solidified schedule?
Well, I don't know, because one of my teachers said I'm gonna have to change to another teacher, and then today they just sent out like a welcome message on the Canvas, and I'm like, okay, so am I in the class now? And I'm just gonna show up on the first day, say, am I here? If they say yes, then I'll say okay. If they say no, then I'll go to the other room. But back on topic.
You music
Okay,
majors with like, excuse me.
Gonna go back on, but I guess you wanna interrupt me a little bit. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Go ahead.
I'm leaving.
What were you gonna say?
What were you gonna say?
You were gonna criticize me about something. Tell me.
No.
All right, fine. I win. But back on the topic of music technology, right now, I mean, for this show, what I've been using for the past 2 episodes and my introduction piece, I would just plug in a microphone into my desktop and use Audacity, which is a free audio program. I believe it's on every possible device. As far as computers, I don't think Audacity exists on mobile, but it's basically just voice memos with a little bit more stuff in it. A lot of, commentators, voice actors use it. I tried using it for my music. There's not a lot of music options on there. It doesn't have any MIDI options. It doesn't have a lot of stuff outside of like vocal capabilities. So I just use it for that. And the mic I've been using prior to this one it was like a Konami USB mic that you get from like an American Idol video game for the Wii. And that explains why, like, no matter what I would do, it would just be with every single noise I made. I promise you, I have like studio experience, and I know like the basics of working I had to take a technology course. They taught us all about, how to not have your T's and P's explode into the mic. But I don't know. I guess it's just a really bad mic. I tried everything, man. I tried an actual pop filter. I tried putting like a pencil in front of my lips and in front of the microphone. I've heard that's a good way to do it. Are you laying on the floor right now?
Yes.
Is your mic near you?
Maybe.
Well, it better be because I don't want it to sound echoey. But yeah, for this right now, what I would do is record it in Audacity and put it in GarageBand, and then Laurel will send me her recording, and I'll put that in GarageBand and then do all the editing from there. But right now, I'm actually directly recording into GarageBand, um, which, huh? Do you remember when we started recording? Like at what time? Actually, okay.
Nope.
How long is it on your recording right now? Because yours has actual time on it.
It's currently 17 minutes and 5 seconds.
All right, let me know when it's at like 50 minutes.
Okay.
All right, I'm just saying. Because on Audacity, it gives you like the amount of time. On this, it gives you like measure numbers. Because it's like a program made, I guess, just for music. There might be a way to make it into time markers, but I don't know. I haven't messed around with GarageBand yet. I've used Reaper before. That's what we used in my technology class. And Reaper's pretty like, it's pretty big. It's a pretty in-depth program. I'm not super into like working on a computer for 80 hours a day to make a synth sample sound good. I'd much rather just play, record it, and then send it out there. Maybe that's why my production doesn't sound great, but you know what? It's good enough for me, and that's what makes me happy. GarageBand has good MIDI samples too. Like their piano sound is really good. The piano sound I actually used in the last episode was directly from GarageBand, and I think it sounds pretty good.
Why are you just staring at me?
Well, this is a show. You're supposed to contribute. What are you doing? Get off your phone.
I'm looking stuff up.
Wait, are you on your phone right now?
Yeah.
Okay, every time you tap the screen, it's going to make a tap sound on the recording.
It actually doesn't, because my fingers are so soft.
They're soft. Why don't you just use your computer to search stuff up?
Then I'll be distracted looking at Tumblr.
You know what? Sometimes I feel like this is a one-man show, and I don't appreciate it.
Sometimes it feels like a one-man show because all you do is talk.
Well, okay, I won't talk. You know, it's your show now. I'll put the mic down. It's your show. Go ahead.
Rude. So, who's seen the new progression of memes when it's come to Donald Trump? I probably shouldn't talk about politics, should I?
It's your show. You do whatever you want.
I don't want to get canceled. That's like... They're going to start canceling me on Tumblr. Have you guys ever heard of, like, the Sassy Man apocalypse? Yeah, this is what's going on right now.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Ever see those videos on TikTok of men acting like, you know, sassy little girls? Sassy Man apocalypse. That's what we got going on here.
Sounds like you support toxic I sound like
Sounds like you support toxic masculinity.
Who made Star Wars? Who's the maker of Star Wars? What's his name?
I don't know his name.
Look him up for me, please. George Lucas. That's who it is. George Lucas. I sound like George Lucas. It's like,
yeah, I was listening to the podcast, and Omar sounded pretty angry, and it sounds like Laurel really supports toxic masculinity, and I really don't. I don't think it's my favorite show anymore. I think that my Ewok characters wouldn't even listen to the show because it's a pile of garbage. Quite frankly.
I've been watching a lot of Oni plays recently, so I've been pretty goofy. Laurel's on her computer, not contributing to the show again.
I am just involved.
You're not involved.
I have something to say. Why does Tumblr promote, these live streams of, like, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, stars?
No, you can't say that. I gotta blur that out. She said, corn stars.
I can't go on.
It's not my fault.
No, because,
you got a
like,
potty mouth.
it's, oh my gosh. It's because Tumblr's promoting these, like, live shows now, and it's like...
I thought Tumblr banned corn.
They probably let it come back. I wouldn't be surprised.
You know what's funny about YouTube?
Softcore.
What's funny about YouTube censorship? I was watching an iceberg about, like, YouTube crimes. And they're crimes, so it has to do with violence and, like, all this other terrible stuff. And every fifth word he says is censored. And it's terrible, because, like, I'll put that stuff on and listen to it while I'm working out. And it'll be like, and then with the, when he went, and he did, and also, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is terrible.
Well,
I'm just going to throw my phone across the room.
That's how a lot of true crime stuff ends up. As as a true crime
Oh
enthusiast,
boy, here we go. Here we go.
I'm not starting. Don't worry. No, but as someone who's like a fan of true crime, not like a scary fan of true crime, but just like very interested in the psychology of it. It like sucks with censoring because there's a lot of like, graphic stories, and it really takes away from learning more about it if it's censored. Like I'm being very careful right now to not mention anything that has to be censored.
Um,
But there's some really graphic stuff that happens in true crime and stuff you can't avoid the history of because, it shaped a lot of today, and it sucks, but
I feel like there's no censorship though in the world of like visual art. Like every time I go to a modern art museum, it's like I cry when I leave because of all the stuff I see, and not for like
what do
emotional
you
reasons.
mean?
Like there was how do I say this? There was a bronze statue of a person who just had a lot going on. I can't go on. Okay, I will say there was a bronze statue of a goat that I saw. I think it was at the New York Modern Art Museum or whatever. And this goat was very well endowed, and it seemed like that's all the artist really put effort into, and it was a little a little unpleasing to the eyes.
So do you prefer stuff that you would see at the Met over MoMA,
What is MoMA?
Museum of Modern Art?
Oh, you artists are too good to say the whole sentence? Think you're better than me?
Yeah, I'm kidding.
No, she's not.
No, but like, you've been to the Met.
Yes, I have. I've been to the Met twice as a performer.
I'm talking about seeing the art. We're not talking about performing right now.
Been on
We're
the
not talking about
stage.
that. We're not talking about performing. We're talking about art.
Well, some would say my performance is art.
I swear.
Anyway, go on.
No, but I'm asking you a question here, and you refuse to answer it because you're silly goofy right now.
Can you repeat the question?
Do you prefer... Oh my gosh. Do you prefer the art at the Met over the art at MoMA?
Well, I haven't been to MoMA in a while. So next time we go to New York, I guess I'll have to check it out. But at the...
You were just talking about a thing you saw at...
I was...
like,
that's
you
when I
know,
was like...
the MoMA.
First of all, I think I was like 10 when that happened, so I think I just might be scarred for life.
Oh my gosh.
What? Anyway, I like the Met a lot because there's more names I recognize. I like the way they have stuff separated at the Met, the way how it's all spread out. One thing about the Met, though, and like big museum culture is like there's nowhere to sit. I remember I just found like a wall that nobody was by. Like absolutely nobody was by at the Met. It was in the main lobby, and I was just leaning against it, like a squat sitting against the wall. And like 3 different staff ran. I'm not even joking. Ran across the museum hall. You just hear the linoleum. Sir, this is not a seat. You're gonna have to get up and move, okay? There's plenty of stools around the entire museum. Please pick one. I'm like, wow. You really have nothing else to do today than to tell me. And don't give me that stupid, listen, it's New York. You gotta deal with it. I don't care if it's New York, dude. It's a museum. I'm tired. I just spent the whole day walking around, and the rest of the people I'm with are lost, so I'm just waiting for them. And this guy's running across telling me that, like, I gotta find a stool. I said, so I asked him, I said, where's a stool I can sit on? Where's a bench? He pointed at one that was packed to the brim with people. I said, where am I supposed to sit there? He goes, that's not my concern. Go find a seat.
Well, I mean, like...
Don't excuse it. Don't excuse it.
I'm excusing it. I understand that. Like, I think museums should have more seating space because I'm someone who likes to sit and admire art for, like, extended periods of time. I don't like to stand there because I usually like to get dressed up, so my heels start to hurt after a while. I like to look all pretty.
It's just... It was annoying, man. Like,
there's the aspect of it, like, especially at the Met. The Met has a lot of ancient artwork, and I could see people not wanting you to lean against or near any of it because it's all really fragile old stuff. I mean, there's like papyrus that's thousands of years old.
yeah, all the ancient artwork in the front lobby where I don't know where I'm going with this. Just cut all this out. Just cut all this out. Oh my gosh.
But they have like a free like New York museum thing.
Listener, you just heard like a piano thing and then cutting to my mental breakdown. I don't know what's going on. I'm in a mood.
You're in a state. You're in a state right now.
Talking about the Met made me upset. I was also forced to go on a field trip to the Met for one of my classes.
That
And
sounds fun.
forced is a strong word. Well, I mean, literally, I was forced. You had to go. It was fun. I just don't enjoy traveling through New York. And people always like try to discredit me as a human for that. They're like, "Oh, you don't love every single thing about New York? It's the perfect city." No, dude. Like, first of all, the subways are so confusing. I don't care how many times you've been to New York. People try to explain to me like, "Oh, just take the A train, go to Uptown, then you got to take the Uptown B, then you got to go to the C3 one, and then you got to go down Left Street and then down Montneux Alley." I'm like, What? Just like I'd much rather walk the hour walk than take the subway. And then there's people who like they don't even buy a Metro card, they just jump the rail, and they're like, "Come on, Omar, do it." And I'm like, I have the worst luck with that kind of stuff. Everybody else will break a rule, and then I'll break it, and suddenly a state trooper will be there, and I'll be in cuffs. So I spent the extra 5 minutes to get a Metro card, and everybody in my group was so angry at me.
I just use NJ Transit whenever I go into the city. So like, I'll just take a train ride and go to Penn Station.
Well, yeah, I go to Penn Station, but then like once you're in the city, you gotta take a subway to wherever you're gonna go.
Or you could just walk or take a bus.
I'm fine walking. I love walking. I'll walk like 3 hours to get to one place if I need to, but like, or I'll just take my little Razor scooter. Like, I'll do that.
I don't know. You might get pushed off your scooter in New York.
Then I'll cry, and then he'll feel so bad that he'll buy me a free dinner.
He'll buy you a dinner and give you a kiss on the cheek.
Buy me a dinner with a nice lady. Anyway, I wrote down something. We were talking
What did you
about
write down?
online and using technology, and censorship with art. So what's it like posting new pieces, and what are things that like you need to watch out for in order to get your stuff promoted more, or maybe you put something that could get it shut down? Like, do you have any experiences with that? Or you know people who have gotten like super praised or super canceled because of like one wrong decision or right decision?
I like. Okay, so when it comes to my art, when I do post it, I tend to, cater to obscure audiences. So it's very easy for me to like gain traction in these small obscure communities, and that's kind of like all I look for is like the validation of people that are also interested in that same thing. So whether it be just like a stupid mobile game, or a very underground anime series, or something really stupid like that. I myself have never gotten into big trouble over my art. Although there was this one time I posted art on Reddit, and it was of Mitsuri from Demon Slayer. And I do remember someone being like, "Why did you draw her like that?" And I was like, "What do you mean, why did I draw her like that?" And they're like, "You gave her boobs." And I was like, "Have you seen Mitsuri from Demon Slayer? Like, it's one of the first things you see, aside from her bright pink hair." But, after that, the person did not respond. I think they were ashamed.
And you gave
They got
you
they got
her
told off by a 17-year-old girl.
You gave her a lore accurate chest, and they got upset.
Yeah.
That
But
sounds
I have seen people that I don't personally know canceled by the internet for art, and it's always by some extreme stuff usually.
There's
'Cause,
the
a lot
crazy
of-
one with the Steven Universe drawing.
Yes, the Steven Universe drawing, when someone drew the character Rose Quartz as very thin, when Rose Quartz is notorious for being a plus-size character. And I don't really remember how that story ended, but I do believe the artist, was, forced off the internet. So I love the art community, but I also hate the art community with the way that they, relentlessly attack people over art. Like how bees swarm like an enemy and they will like flap their wings and cook the enemy from the inside out.
I'm gonna start doing that to my enemies.
And like flap your little wings
I'm
and
gonna
like,
grab them.
cook them.
I'm gonna grab them and throw them on the ground, and I'm gonna start aggressively rubbing my hands together, and then I'm gonna slap them, and then the heat will make their brain erupt.
No, but you have to like have a big group of them because you have to all group together and y'all
No.
gotta like.
Well, Shadow Clone Jutsu. I'll hit him with the Rasengan. I put some of the pictures that you drew for me all over my little workspace in my dorm.
I know I'm just such a good artist.
Yeah, I guess. Do you hang up any of my songs around your room?
You've never given me like any physical songs to really do anything with.
You shouldn't need that excuse. Why can't you just take the recording I sent you, get a blank cassette, put the phone up to the cassette player and get a very decent recording, possibly getting several cassettes to make sure that you're getting a good demo tape, taking that cassette to a place that can mass produce them to multiple different copies, getting those copies and putting them into jewel cases that can hang onto a wall, then getting some type of stud finder to get nails done into your wall, hang them up onto your wall, and then possibly do the same process with vinyl records. That doesn't sound very hard to me.
Sassy man apocalypse.
You know, I have the right to be sassy, okay? I have the right. What makes you think I don't have the right? I'm an American. I'm an American, and I'm proud to be an American. Come on, sing it with me. Where at least I know
I
I'm
really
free.
don't.
Come on. The listeners will sing it with me. And I won't forget the man who died, gave that
No one's
right
singing with
to
you.
me, and I proudly stand up next to you. You know, people probably heard my little introduction saying all of the great things I've done up till now that I'm so proud of. And then they hear my voice now and they're like, this guy thinks he's going to be a good voice teacher? I know, guys. I
That's
know.
rough.
I can do it, I swear, okay? I promise. I do it all the time.
So wait, I have a question for you. Since we're like students in college and school's starting up pretty soon, as of recording this, have you like gotten your back to school outfit ready?
No. Next question. I don't know. I packed really the bare minimum as far as clothes. I have like 4 pairs of jeans, 4 pairs of sweatpants, 5 pairs of shorts, like 9 t-shirts and 2 hoodies. Probably a pair of jeans and one of my t-shirts that I like, and then I'll do my hair up. It's very sunny around here, so you should bring sunglasses on Monday.
Okay, I'll probably, I don't know, like shower for school.
You should
maybe.
bring like shaded swim goggles and wear those.
I have those in the back of my car.
Why do you have them in the back of your car?
You never know when you're gonna need them.
You didn't bring them when you came into my pool. Whatever. Are you going to bring your scooter this year? Please say yes. For those of you who don't know, if you're listening to this and we go to the same school, yes, I'm one of the guys on a little foldable Razor scooter who gets the glass that way. Listen,
Scooter boy.
people laugh at me for it, but let me tell you, that scooter gets me around. It gets me around, especially like I have to walk up the hill right outside my dorm because it's like a really steep hill. But as soon as I get to the top of that hill, I'm flying, and I don't like to be late to class. I like to be 5 minutes early at least. And I get there on time. It lets me sleep in 5 minutes longer. It lets me take my time getting dressed. I get to my class, and then I can just fold up my scooter and put it in the corner, and then I'm fine. And I carry it around with me wherever I go. It weighs like less than 5 pounds. And it's just the way to go. And I'm trying to get you on it with me so we can go riding together.
You're talking to someone who's a commuter, and it's kind of embarrassing as a commuter to be lugging around a scooter on your shoulder that doesn't even fold in half.
I carried mine on my shoulder when I was a commuter.
Yeah, but yours is an electric scooter. Like, that's different. This is like not an electric scooter and has giant tires.
Listen, I think you should bring it. You don't have to carry it around your shoulder, just push it.
That's even worse because all it does is rattle.
Then pick it up by the stem and carry it that way.
Yeah, I'll be like.
No, like with one hand, you just grab it.
I'll be like.
You know what? There's a bug
Sorry,
bite on
audience,
my
you
shoulder.
can't see my stupid motioning, but I'm pretending to carry a scooter really stupidly.
We should play charades on the
Is that
podcast.
even a word? We should play charades.
All right, I'll go first. Ready?
You're one of those, like, inflatable tube men. You're giving me nothing. What's this? Ooh. Are you fire? Are you water? Are you an element? Are you a snake? Are you a snake? It's a snake. Are you a turtle? This is getting progressively worse. Are you like a star-nosed mole? 'Cause they dig. Like, what are you talking about? You just I don't.
Oh my gosh.
I said
I was swimming. I was swimming.
I'm so good at charades.
Yeah, you are not on my team for charades anymore. Next family barbecue, you are not on my team.
Oh no.
Alright, you go, your turn.
Oh, I didn't have enough time to think of something.
I didn't either.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I can't do this.
Just do it. Play charades, pick something, do it.
Can I pretend to be an animal?
Okay, you know what? I think the point of charades is you're supposed to do it without saying anything. Okay, so
That's what I.
okay, so this is a movie, all right? I'm a movie. What movie is it? It's a Spider-Man movie. Which Spider-Man movie am I?
I need to talk. That's the problem. Like, all I do is talk. This is too hard for
Just
me.
pick a thing. Pick a thing and be it. Okay, she's stabbing. Are you stabbing? Is that what you're doing? Is that your movement? Are you a killer? Is that it? Did I win? All right, I won.
No, I was Michael Myers.
You nodded your. Okay.
I said this close because he is a killer.
I think this might be the worst episode of the podcast.
It probably is. 0 stars.
We haven't talked a lot about art or anything.
No, I talked a little bit about art.
So let's talk. Okay, let's get back on topic. Ready? All right. I'm gonna make a sandwich before bed.
Cool. Anyways, this semester I'm in an art class for the first time at our school. So this semester I'm in an art class for the first time at our school.
Wow.
Which is really exciting for me because I've been taking like prereqs and psych classes my entire first 2 years of college, which sucked, but now they're all out of the way, so I get to take all the fun stuff now.
What do you do? Like, what's the art class like? Did they send the syllabus out yet?
They did, and what it looks like, because it's like a gen ed art class, so like even though I'm not taking it for a gen ed, other people might be, and it's called printmaking.
Okay.
Very, very exciting. So I absolutely love printmaking. It's one of the like few very hands-on art mediums that I'm really into, because you know I've had experience with like pastels, Conti crayon, stuff like that, and I've even had hands-on with like clay and stuff like that. But printmaking is one of my absolute favorite things to do. I love making stamps and using ink and all the tools to carve out everything. I currently have a stamp in my basement right now that I made.
Mm-hmm.
It's an inky cap mushroom.
That's interesting.
And that's just like really exciting. It's really exciting to me because I really enjoy printmaking, and to me it seems like it's going to be like a really fun class. Because, it's straightforward and I understand a lot of the, tools and stuff like that.
You should make a Mario stamp. Laurel's door is screaming at her. Laurel's receiving food for her cat. Laurel got the food for the cat.
Got the food for the cat.
All right, Laurel got food for the cat. How many cats do you have, by the way? Yeah, like 7?
5.
Yeah, 5 cats. Laurel has 5 cats, and I have 3 dogs. So, I bet you didn't
Just
know
toss
that.
the food to my cat.
Yeah.
Anyways, what I was trying to say is that
Printmaking is fun.
printmaking is really, really fun, and we're getting provided with a lot of the materials that we need, like, you know, like a bench hook and etching tools and the speedball carving tools and inks and the palette knives and the linoleum. It's really exciting because I really am looking forward to this, and it looks like there's like not a lot of, you know, assignments. It looks like, you know, it's a lot of workshopping and a lot of, you know, work on your own time, which is really good for me because I like to plan everything out. And since I'm going to be on campus a lot more this semester, like...
Your kitty cat's on the move. Do you want to say
Yeah.
their name?
My cat is named Holden.
The cat that lives in her room.
It's because she chooses to live here because she loves me so much.
Yeah, okay.
I've had her for a little over 2 years now.
She's away from the microphone. I'm yawning.
She's my baby.
Yeah, she's a baby. Holden doesn't like me very much. Every time I try to say hi to her, she gets all upset.
It's because she doesn't like men.
Okay. Whatever. You know what? I'm gonna start my own alpha male podcast, and I'm gonna invite OnlyFans models just to ridicule them for the life they've chosen. Isn't that crazy? Have you ever watched those podcasts?
I've seen like clips of them on like TikTok and stuff.
One of the worst podcasts you could watch is called the Whatever Podcast. It's literally it's just that. It's these guys. One of them's like a guy who doesn't go out very much. The other one's like a super, super Christian guy. And they have this third guy that literally looks like he's 16 years old. And they get these OnlyFans models and they just ridicule them for doing their job and what they chose to do. And like, okay, if you don't agree with what they did, you're gonna bring them onto the show just to tell them that they suck. Like that I don't know, that's a little weird for me. That's like if I brought on like a musician I really don't like just to roast them, and they have like a lot of followers. Like they get like over $1,000 every stream just from donations. Like they're so big. They're like the really they're just so weird. I don't like them. I tried to watch one, like a whole stream, and it was just so painful. I was
No, and I feel
deteriorating.
bad for the girls because it's like, you know, they're doing this to get money, and they probably have like an ample amount of fans and everything that are, you know,
I mean,
paying
regardless
the bills.
Regardless of what their jobs are, it's just kind of and also like the guys have such a power trip whenever because there's like usually 7 people per episode, and he'll ask a question to a guy, and he'll start to answer it. Then one of the girls will interrupt. He'll be like, hold on, let him finish. But then at the same time, he'll ask a girl a question, and then a guy will interrupt. And then when she's like, don't interrupt me, he's like, hold on, let him finish. Even though he interrupted her.
Yeah.
It's just so weird. Like, it's so... Like, I hope no guys legitimately listen to it, and they're like, these guys are good news. Like, I'm gonna live my life based off their advice.
No, there are guys that are like listen to that kind of stuff and are like, that's how I should treat a woman, and it's awful. Because there's the whole, you know, take back, you know, masculinity movement that I've seen, where a lot of guys are like, you know, this like super feminist movement is like tearing down men.
The Barbie movie is gonna turn my son gay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Barbie movie alone is gonna do that. Well, I'd like to take this moment to talk about how I edit the podcast, because I wrote that down and I don't have a segue to it. Since we were talking about music technology in a bit, yeah, I'm using GarageBand right now. Deal with it. It's easy and it's simple, and I like the way it looks and it's fun. The microphone I use, my father got it for me as a gift. I couldn't tell you exactly what the model is. It comes in this big metal suitcase and it just says XTZ on the top of it. It's like this weird bottleneck looking mic. It sounds pretty good though. I recorded a cover with it and it came out pretty well. I like it, and that's how I record my end. Laurel right now is just using her voice memos app, so to the kiddos out there who want to start a show, you could literally do anything, and we're figuring that out right now. And how I distribute the podcast is, I'll save my audio. Laurel sends me hers. I line them up to make sure that they're good. I'll cut out any like big wafts of silence, any thing that like could get us censored or demonetized. I cut that out. And we never say anything like controversial. It's just the censors are so sensitive these days that like apparently if you make like jokes about, if you make toilet humor, that can also get taken down apparently, or like demonetized, which is so ridiculous.
I was gonna say something, but then I remembered that you're gonna have to censor it out.
Just say it, I'll censor it out.
No, I'm being polite.
All right, whatever. And then how I distribute it, I used to think that for like Spotify, Apple Music, you could just like go on Spotify and like hit upload, and then you can upload whatever, but you can't for some reason. I don't know why that's not an option. You have to use some type of third-party distribution software. It's literally an app just called Spotify for podcasters, and you can like start your show from there. I'll get it from my computer, put it on my phone, then just upload it from there. To put it on YouTube, what I do is I get the audio file, and then I just take our little banner that Laurel drew, and I'll just put that over it and put the audio under it, and there you go. The thing with these that's hard is that it takes a long time to publish and upload because it's close to an hour. But yeah, for YouTube, just put the picture on it, put the audio underneath it, and that's about as much as I do right now. And to distribute to other places, as of recording this episode, we're just on Spotify and YouTube right now. As we figure more stuff out, I'd like to get put on Apple Podcasts and other things, even though I don't know a soul that listens to stuff on Apple Podcasts, but usually when official podcasts, like we're now on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, SoundCloud, Bandcamp, your mother's shower, like, I don't know why I said your mother. I meant to say your mother's, I don't know where I was going with that. I'm not funny. I tried to make a joke and it failed, okay? Everybody can laugh at that. Anyway, podcast is over. Cue the outro music. Oh my gosh. I think I'm just really hungry. I think I gotta go eat something.
Why haven't you eaten yet?
I've eaten today. It's just, I don't know. I get so consumed in my craft.
Alright, I'm leaving the podcast. Good night, guys.
It just takes precedence.
Good night, guys. Sleep well. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
It takes precedence.
Follow me on my social media.
Something funny, the first podcast I ever started was for a music history class, and it was terrible because I would do it the night before and I would do no preparation. But now
it's still terrible.
I do it 2 nights
with
before.
Me.
No, come on. I'm sure the viewers like you better.
I don't know about that one. I'm a little silly.
I think your intro has like 2 more views than mine.
Oh, I'm so cool.
I'm gonna hold that grudge against you till the day we die.
I haven't even listened to my own intro, so
it's pretty good. The music on it's pretty good because I wrote it.
Thanks. I'm pretty cool. You know, I'm just like the best person in this podcast.
All right, well, that's it for today. We'll see you later, ladies and gents. Eat food, drink water. Only show by creatives for creatives, all that stuff. Good night.
Good night.